town.
Crossover season takes on a whole new meaning in that household.
So first serve underway here in Durham. That's from Camilla Brandelis, one of the setters for the Hokies. An early swing for Woods. Nice save in the middle of the floor. And the first point for Duke. That's Avery Hamlin, the sophomore out of Austin, Texas.
Look at this. You get Taylor Williams on the right side, and then you get Hamlin on the outside, giving the Hokies something different to look at.
Hamlin, due to injuries, had to slide into this 6th rotation role as a sophomore. Jolene is very impressed with her ability to take on those swings. Brandelis feeds Woods early. Double the amount of swing attempts of any player for the Hokies. And smart play at the net from the Brazilian product. An old beach volleyball play there.
It's great court vision to be able to just see deep zone 5 wide open, pushes it back. Easy point for the Hokies.
Coach Byers called her a wild card at center. You see there, finding the open real estate. Tech runs that 5-2, but Brandelis gets a lot of action early in sets. Good tip at the net from Woods, slowing down Taylor Williams. And a lot of touches here in set 1. And that one finds the floor in a soft dump.
Both these teams have had to learn patience throughout ACC play, being able to dig balls, extend rallies, and close out these rallies. Now it's a matter of who can finish.
That was Ashby Zuchevich, who's been really good in select matches. 21 kills against Wake early in the conference. Coach Nagel wants more of that tonight. And here's a point for Duke. That was Ashby Zuchevich with the point. Hokies back in system. Good back row save from Taylor Williams. A long bump outside. And a block at the net. There's the strength of Virginia Tech. Top 5 blocking team in the ACC. Izzy Mischler with a roof.
This is a nice footwork track read right here for the Hokies. Just great timing following that swing from Zuchevich.
Mischler 3 blocks his set and puts one into the net that time.
It's the Virginia Tech team that serves very aggressively as well. Going to see that balance between those errors and aces, second in the ACC, and those aces per set.
That lands down for Virginia Tech. Back and forth in this first set. Neither program has won a set in 3 weeks, and you can tell coaches aren't worried about that, but trying to find ways to get momentum late in the season.
I think that's a decision. That's a mental decision to let's just approach each day to get better, and that's something we've heard from both coaches this week, and it's so awesome that they've talked so highly of their team as well, the players taking on that mentality.
First slide attempt from Ngozi Elo, and it's slowed down by the Hokies at the net. So this net presence making a factor in the first 5 points.
Yeah, and I like that look from Elo to be able to try to fool the blockers, but great job by Virginia Tech to just follow the ball and not the player.
Service error gives it right back from Reese Hazelton, who stepped up in a huge role. Outside hitter out of Pennsylvania. They've switched her midseason from a 3 rotation player to a full 6. Her hit percentage has nearly doubled since that switch. There's a shank on serve. Duke gives it right back.
Both teams wanting to serve aggressive, trying to get the other team out of system, but those errors are going to come along with it.
It's hard to replicate what Miami's doing this year. 2.5 aces a set. Ariana Rodriguez is a stud from the service line, the All-American setter. There's a battle at the net. Duke back in system, running it through glass. And well done on the slide. Another touch for Elo, the redshirt senior.
Now that's a successful slide right there, being able to see that block, find that split in the block, because you're having that tempo set and that quick slide around the right side. A wide open gap in that block.
Elo's been one of the bright spots, stepping up in her final year. Now she's on serve. Quick bump to Williams. Her first attempt's dug out. And missing long. Duke has a 2-point advantage. Peyton Woods, who went swing for swing with Pittsburgh last week, had 10 kills in that 3-set loss. They're going to need more of her tonight. Now Erica Dulesky in the set, and that sneaks through the block of Duke. Another kill for Woods, who's been very busy. 5 swings here early.
Dulesky with the finesse, the one-handed set to get it up high enough to get off a decent attack. A good cut for the Hokies.
Duke goes outside. Williams goes to work. Nice save from Dulesky. And Woods into the block. Good hands from Brianna Goss, the sophomore middle.
Brianna Goss, one of those players that can come in and make an immediate impact defensively with her presence. Got 37 blocks on the season, make that 38 now, but she's one that slowly growing into a player that Coach Nagel is going to be really excited about.
There's some good blocking in the triangle, including Lauren Shooter at Carolina. She leads the league in blocks right now. That's going to be an area of Duke importance. They've struggled with the pins this year, putting balls away. Can their middles be effective slowing down the Hokies?
It's also credit for opponents being able to know those matchups. What pin is the weakest, being able to match up with certain outsides. And Taylor Williams, someone who didn't block amazingly this season, has started stacking those up and become a better blocking player.
Early in set 1, Glass goes to work. And that back set gets contact at the net. Point Virginia Tech. Actually, no touch, out of bounds.
I'm not sure if I saw a touch. No, just sliced right on the inside.
That's why my challenge record's undefeated. 0 for 0. Each program, 2 challenges, a bonus challenge if we go 5. They need to have a stat somewhere about challenge records, like your win-loss percentage.
How good are you at seeing? That would be interesting.
Jeff Holzmeyer, Wake Forest, always brags. He's near 75% of the time he gets it wrong.
Oh, yeah.
He says, I never get it right. I leave my players up to make that decision. And as we speak it, here comes our first challenge of the night. Marcy Byers testing her percentages. Call on the court was no touch of the net. Virginia Tech challenging that.
Virginia Tech is challenging a touch.
That's Wayne Clark, who's the busiest man in the building tonight.
Looking at Goss there in the center on that block. You're looking for fingertips pushed backwards. That ball may be spinning in a different direction.
It is that index finger get any touch on Mishler's swing.
You have to have enough video evidence to overrule it too. You got to have that.
Keep in mind, some of the angles the referees are seeing are different than our angles we're seeing tonight, but we're giving you all the different looks we have. This is what the crew will see downstairs.
I'm not seeing a touch.
Yeah, based on that angle, looks like it clearly passes the finger of the block. And maybe the winning coach who gets the challenges, the best percentage, gets the first meal at the coaches meeting in the spring. Like they get first of the buffet. Because Dan Fisher, you know, he's got the All-American teams. Pittsburgh's really good, but hey, if you won the coaches challenges for the year, you get the free ice cream or the free dinner first. Here comes the ruling from Wayne Clark.
After review, the call stands. Virginia Tech loses that challenge.
One challenge remaining for the Hokies.
That look we saw, you just don't see any fingers rolling or that ball moving clean over the block of Brianna Goss.
That was interesting because Mishler didn't turn to the bench. That was a coach-initiated challenge. He had a 2-point difference early in set 1. That time easy in system for Mishler. The sophomore puts it away at Illinois.
Izzy Mishler, what a story. I mean, Coach Byers said some great things about her, basically giving Mishler all the credit for what she's been able to do this season, saying Izzy created Izzy. Like, she created herself, knew what she needed to work on to be an ACC middle, and that's what she did in the offseason.
Is graduating with a degree in chemical engineering this winter, all while going from a walk-on role to one of the best hitters in the conference now. I mean, you see last year, just a handful of sets, not much action. But here she is, top 10 in hit percentage in the ACC.
Started with the footwork, the arm movement, all those little things that she did extra reps of to become this new player in the preseason.
Was Sarah Malinowski out due to injury the last couple of months? Mishler stepped up big time, but a point there for Duke. Marcy Byers said, I've transitioned a lot of great hitters in my day, but this was all Mishler getting her job done. Even surprised us in camp. Hey, we got a stud in the middle. Zubcevic gets a tip at the net. Another point for Duke.
Ashby Zubcevic, she has learned how to work around those high hands, because you see that a lot in the ACC, a lot of big blocks, big walls. You have to figure out a way to use that upper part of the block to your advantage.
Hokies back on serve. Runs through Charlotte Glass. And a nice swing in system for Zubcevic.
And with that in system, you get a little faster offense, so you're able to kind of beat that middle blocker. Zubcevic able to slip that through.
3 kills per set, and strong defensively. Jelly Nagel loves her ability to play all 6 rotations. Gets beat over the top, and a nice kill in the back row for Reese Hazelton. Elizabeth Aylward has just checked back in for the Hokies. The Nashville native who just came back last week from that knee injury, was big in the SMU match. Now she gets a swing and tips it off the hands. Back-to-back points for Virginia Tech.
Nice job to be able to come in and step up right away. Again, just using that block to your advantage, trying to push off those high hands with enough power and enough angle.
Really good save from Mylan Godshall. She's the Diggs leader in the ACC, continues to be impressive. And then the setter goes to work. Nice swing from Glass.
I like this side of Charlotte Glass. We've seen it in flashes this season, and that's what you have when you're in a 5-1 and your setter's in the front row. You have another attacker, and she's that lefty that can make things happen with that angle.
Showing her offensive arsenal. Now tested here at the net. And a touch is at the net, so it's 14 a pop.
Aylward very certain on that call, turning back to the line judge, saying, you saw it.
So that's where Marcy's probably going to challenge, right? You trust your players. There's Aisha Kirik on serve. And a hitting error sends us to the media timeout. 1-point battle. 2 programs scratching and clawing for an ACC win. We'll resume set 1 after this timeout.
From the mountains.
Check out the game Friday night.
Hokies will stay in town before Sunday's game at Carolina. And here are the Tar Heels, one of the surprising upstart teams in the ACC. They're just a game back of first. And a dump down. Impressive set here for Glass at the net.
6'1", definitely has that size advantage and athleticism, but to be able to grow through this game in year 1, to be able to read that and have the right adjustment.
The first-year starter, top-ranked recruit out of Florida a year ago. That's a big shoes to fill for this Duke offense. Nice save. Kirik keeps it up. Some scrappy plays for the Hokies early. And then Williams pounds one to the floor.
That's a great timing set from Glass to Williams. Nice, quick. That scramble play on the Hokies side of things didn't let their defense get set. Just one-on-one, that late middle block, giving Williams the opportunity.
Aylward to the back row. Nice swing from the 10-foot line.
3 quick kills from Aylward, and she is fired up. That was a nice approach, nice snap, follow through for the kill.
You saw it there. She said, keep feeding me.
Yep, feed the hot hand.
She's hitting 600 in this first set.
Reset.
Right back to Woods. Another save. And then Williams beats the block of Virginia Tech. 2 kills early for Taylor Williams.
Glass with that dump, but Daleski digs it up, but Williams just dumps it right back to the middle of the court.
How nice it is to play teams in your own weight class. These teams going back and forth. Duke, Virginia Tech.
Low.
After each played the gauntlet of Pitt, SMU, Louisville mixed in, and a block at the net. More hands for Mishler.
And that's something Coach Byers talked about too when going through that gauntlet. She's like, now it's time that we take all of those great things that we did in those matches despite the losses and pull that together because, like she said, there are still wins on the table.
Nearly an ace, and that goes out of play. Virginia Tech back up 1. And there's a timeout for Jolene Nagel. We'll take the quick timeout. Be right back for the end of set 1 when we return to Durham.
And done. A complete list of
ACC. Both teams will definitely host this top 16. But seeding gets important this time of year. These clubs are focused on getting a 3rd win tonight in the league. And that shot does not touch hands. Point Duke.
I don't see any fingertips moving.
Go arrow.
Williams with the float serve. And that's too easy, uncontested. Reese Hazelton takes advantage.
Virginia Tech did a great job of kind of disguising what they were running. Mishler goes up for the swing, really confuses the Duke blockers. So then it's no block available there for Hazelton.
It's a tough save at the net, setting out of the back row. And then put away on the left. Hokies 5 points from the set.
Glass in the right defensive position on that one, but that power is so hard to control.
Duke now with its setter in the front. Let's see if that opens up the offense. A free ball put away. Nice swing.
Bredely's a nice dig on that line drive, but shut back down by Zubcevic.
The true freshman stepping up for Duke tonight. Over 3 kills a set coming in. She's got 4 here.
Over. Yes.
And then an overpass put away by Hamlin. One of those matches where the margins are so tight. Duke searching for its first set win in a month. Since beating Clemson back on October 12th, they're in a prime position here. And then Virginia Tech scores with Reese Hazelton.
Gottschall was there on the coverage, but as a blocker, sometimes you're so tempted to reach back and try to pop that ball up.
So no libero on the court now for the Hokies. But it leads to an ace. Nice back row service.
Most opponents will target Taylor Williams in the back row. Not only do they want to get her out of system, but they want to frustrate her as well. Just come in and get the job done. So if someone can do it, it's Coach Nagel, growing and developing these young players.
Grace Penn graduates. Here's Charlotte Glass taking over the duties. And a nice feed on the outside. So Ashby gets on the board and Duke's within one.
Great sign of great coaching coming out of that timeout, having that play written up there, and Zubcevic executes.
6th kill for Zubcevic. That's All-American type numbers. And then a block at the net. Busy set for the freshman.
Been waiting for this part of the performance to come up for Duke. The first block for the Blue Devils tonight.
What a relief for Zubcevic, who just had to battle Callan Stanford back and forth, putting her best volleyball on tape tonight. Hokies surrendered 3 straight points, and Aroof continues. That's the setter getting her hands on it.
Back-to-back blocks for the Blue Devils, and yes, it's the freshman setter, Charlotte Glass, getting a wall up.
3 straight points, Hokie timeout. Leads to set point Duke. And a block, almost terminates, good save. Tight set, and the Hokies back in it. Kierick, great save by the libero, one of the best in the league. And an awkward swing, a little collision. Hokies get it back.
I think Zubcevic was worried about tripping over Charlotte Glass, who had run over for that second touch.
No setter, no setter.
Now Virginia Tech gets a prime opportunity. Glass goes outside. And no hands, 24 apiece. Jolene Nagel check in with her team, and here comes the challenge, which would end the set if it gets reversed.
The second challenge of the evening, both coming in the first
Duke
set.
is challenging a block touch.
The outside, that right hand of Kierick.
Both at the net and then in the back row. Did Hazelton get a finger on it?
Yeah, no touch from Hazelton, but maybe a fingertip on Kierick. It's hard to see.
And with that call being no touch initially, that would be even more complicated to overturn. Here's our best look.
Ooh, I see a pinky bending backwards.
Is that you after sipping tea in the morning or watching that big set point swing? So can Wayne Clark piece all these angles together and decide if this set ends or if we continue? You wonder the longer these go, too, the more complicated things get.
Officials just making sure they get it right.
Here's the set point decision.
After review, the call is confirmed. Duke loses that challenge.
Okay, 24 piece. We're getting bonus volleyball in set one. That's how hard it's been for these two programs, searching for a set win for the first time in a month. Glass goes outside, right back to her, and Duke was set point.
Zubcevic has been a star. 7 kills for the freshman. Coming down hard. That's a thumb up play. Line drive. Straight at Dulesky.
An impressive start for the freshman who's now on serve. And misses. Well, you can feel the tension in the room right now. Who can put away a set? It's up to Aisha Kirik, the Naples, Florida native. And no communication, point Blue Devils. As Brianna Goss will sub into the front row for Duke. No libero on the court. This is an offensive lineup now for the Blue Devils. And Ngazi Elo to serve.
Low, low, low.
Back outside. A tip that stays in. One more swing. Ewald beats the block. More bonus volleyball.
Ilward doing a nice job of reading that late middle block. She had the first attempt and then switched up her approach for that second attempt.
Win by 2 here in bonus of set 1. Body's hitting the floor over Cameron. Williams roofed. Good hands by Mischler.
Mischler and Aylward putting up a wall on the outside. The blocking came out so strong for the Hokies to start this set. Then it was Duke who started putting up a couple stuffs.
Set point, Virginia Tech, and that's in the net. Well, this kind of tells the story of the season. It's so difficult to earn a set win for these programs. They're just going to keep playing. Options for Doleski. Scrappy play from Glass.
That's out good. Delay.
Aylward terminates. Set point, Hokies again.
Aylward the go-to right now, in system, out of system. They're feeding her. 5 kills for the junior.
And a chance for Virginia Tech to put this set away. Duke out of system. The freshman hits the block, and that ends the set. Hokies get their first set win in 3 weeks. And this topsy-turvy first goes bonus time. Running. On the arms of the Mountain View, California native, who gets an ace to start the second set.
Something Coach Nagel has talked about all season is they do want to be very aggressive from that service line. They don't want to see the opponents in system right off the bat. Williams does a nice job staying aggressive.
When Williams was on the all-freshman team a year ago at Duke, her serving was excellent. One of the better servers for the Blue Devils. Trying to tap into some of that tonight as the Hokies get it right back on serve. This is Erica Fava. The Italian native has been all over the court this year. Former junior college All-American, finding her rhythm in the back row. And gets tested on a downline blast from the freshman.
Zubcevic is taking what that defense is giving her, seeing that open lane, that seam right on that outside, dancing around between that antenna and that outside block to go down. What a shot.
I was waiting for you to say dancing in the moonlight. It feels like that kind of night where both teams are scaring the demons away as this goes out of play. Point Hokies. It's one of those bring your own energy to the gym kind of nights. Two teams that have had their ups and downs, and yet winnable schedules here down the stretch to pick a game or two. Hitting error for Virginia Tech. Hazelton hits it wide. Nice save from Williams. Now Jordan goes for it. And there's the Italian native. Good dump down from the setter.
Camilla Brandalise, Coach Byers telling us that she calls her a gunslinger. She kind of makes some risky plays, some risky sets. She likes to feed the middle, maybe when she's not supposed to, but there she is taking advantage of after a scramble play on Duke's side, going for the donut.
There's that Brazilian style that Georgia Tech has excelled at in the recruiting side of things. Virginia Tech going downstairs to find some new players, and there's a point for the Hokies. This year it's Sofia Velez out of Brazil, who's been excellent as a libero for Georgia Tech. Big blast, and Elward misses wide.
Just her first attacking error of the evening. You're happy with that if you're Coach Byers.
Yeah, when you're hitting 560 in a bonus point set, that's a one-woman wrecking crew at the net. A lot of balls pulling the setter from the line today. Neither team's been playing much in system. No hands, point Duke, 3 straight.
Yeah, and that first contact is so important to how you're able to run your offense. You want a 3-option pass.
Nice Shakira could bit off that time. There's an in-system swing for the new middle, Brianna Holiday, true freshman out of Leesburg.
When she gets that set, she's more than likely going to come up with points. She's top 10 in the ACC when it comes to that hitting percentage, coming into today, 341 on the season.
Another good block, and Holiday's making an instant impact.
She also sits top 20 in blocks per set in the ACC as well. She could do a little bit of everything. She's a force in the middle, and look at her coming in here, making a presence.
Did not play in that first set, but an instant impact. Wow, 7 total blocks for the Hokies. They average just over 3 a set. And Holiday loses the joust to the setter, Charlotte Glass. That effort would make Sir Lancelot proud.
Charlotte Glass has been so fun to watch this season, just trying to find her comfort zone, staying aggressive at the net, seeing what she's able to create offensively for her team.
She's also got a great Instagram following, one of the more popular players on social media. Longest rally of the set. Williams finds the middle of the floor. It's 6-7. Already 20 swings for Taylor Williams. A busy first 2 sets. Nice effort to the floor from Dulesky. Hard to terminate points in this rally. And a net violation on Virginia Tech.
Both teams crashing to the net on that one, trying to fight for that joust.
You see Lauren Ingram's now come in for Duke, the sophomore to Texas. Hoping to solidify the back row passing of the Blue Devils, and able to tool the block, Taylor Williams.
Williams kind of quiet, slowly creeping in that first set, and now she's able to add stack a couple kills together here in set 2, working her way around that block for the tool.
Remember, Duke had multiple set points in the first, but the Hokies came on strong late. What a blast into Ingram's arms. Williams coming to life with a 4-point swing.
Williams getting the point, but that was sponsored by a great dig from Ingram. She does come in and she allows that back row to have some flexibility and dig up balls, help with the serve receive. She was in her defensive base position, ready to hang on to it, so Taylor Williams could crush it for the point.
We'll take the timeout. Largest lead of the set for either team. Duke up 4. 2. Duke's pulling ahead. And that's an illegal double touch against the Hokies. One of the rare doubles that gets called in volleyball, but that time it goes over the net.
A 6-0 run now for Duke, and it's led by Elo behind this service line, and that's something that they've struggled with consistency.
Good save by Ingram, who just came in, recovering from an injury the last 3 weeks. Good pancake. Body's hitting everywhere. I love Keurig just clearing space to save that, but that ball caught her in the wrong spot. Point Duke. What has fueled this nice run for the Blue Devils?
I feel like there's a lot of energy on their side of the net right now. They're doing things right, even when they're out of system, even when it looks messy. They're diving all over the place, trying to get the job done. You've got consistent serving right now with Elo, backed up by a defense that's ready to get the ball.
Elo tests the serve receive of the Hokies, who have been the worst team in service reception this year. Another hitting error for Aylward.
And credit to Duke, but also you got to look at the Hokies as well, picking up some early errors, something they didn't do too much of in that first set, hitting a little cleaner in set 1.
That's the 6th error of the set. Now an ace. A great service run for Duke. It's almost like losing the first set has lifted the pressure for Duke.
I'm assuming that wasn't the plan.
Right, a team who hadn't won a set in 25 straight. It's been a minute, but playing some great volleyball halfway through. That's too easy in the middle. Aylward, who was the star of set 1, gets her 6th kill.
And from the middle, too, we've seen her on both pins. Now she drives it down the middle in transition, and she turns around and motions her hand, saying, let's keep going. It's something we saw in set 1.
Yeah, with Sarah Malinowski out the last month, it's been all hands on deck at the middle. That time the set from glass to the wrong target.
That's also a whole side of it, too, offensively. When you have young players and new hitters working with setters, that setter-hitter connection is so hard to establish.
Williams had to play that because it hit her shoulder. Aylward tools the block, and the Hokies come back with 2 more.
Goss just needing to close in on that block to clamp down on that inside edge. Aylward making it work.
Duke has won 10 of the last 11 meetings with these two, but the Hokies, they've looked good through a set and a half. And now a net touch on Virginia Tech. A matchup of 2 squads that are looking to finish the year strong. No postseason for either, but they have winnable matches on the stretch. And Aylward does get a touch that time. Well, if Elizabeth can bottle up these rotations and take it forward, Virginia Tech's got quite an option.
And as she subs out, you kind of hope it's contagious, right? She's got a lot of energy, bringing a lot of enthusiasm into each one of her swings.
Had come in just 1.5 points a set. She's tripled that tonight. One of the breakout efforts for Aylward. Good back row attack for Duke, and Avery Hamlin on the board.
Charlotte Glass wanted to take that second touch, but Brianna Goss is like, don't worry, I got this. Goss takes the assist on this one. Luckily, it's a nice set. Good hands from Goss to set up Hamlin.
Great in-system swing from Mischler.
Doesn't get much better than that when it comes to timing and that tempo set.
She was wound up like a rock'em sock'em robot and then unleashed.
I think some people also call that like a jack in the box, where she just kind of pops
there
up
you go.
right over the net.
Yeah, all toys apply. Duke maintaining this 5-point lead, make it 6 with a tip at the net. Another kill for Hamlin, who's now on the right. And there's Duke's defensive star, Mylan Godshall, in to serve. Just a touch over 5 digs a set. Can't help that one. Downline shot for Keurig.
Six players with at least 2 kills for Virginia Tech, and that's something that Coach Byers talked to us about this week, saying she thinks this is the most talented, well-rounded, all-around team she's had in a long time, just as far as how many athletes have so much talent.
They've already doubled their win total from a year ago in the conference, Virginia Tech has. And they have a 1-set lead here in the second. Right, there's no foundational turn a 1-win team into 12, right? But having those little moments along the way, that's what Coach Byers noted in here 6. Oh, it hits the video board, but that's a live ball. And then Duke a little confused on the return. That goes out of bounds, point Duke. Wait, the Hokies thought it landed in the court.
Charlotte Glass showing off that athleticism, that jump set, very athletic to help get her teammate in the right position, that freshman to freshman connection.
Yeah, that did beat Hazelton inside the net. Largest lead of the set for Duke. And it continues on the hitting error here for the Hokies. A service error gives it right back. It was the Duke service errors late in set 1 that allowed the Hokies to come back. They faced 4 different set points. Remember, Duke's last set win, middle of October, October 12th. I was hoping it was more like the 21st night of September, but I'll take October 12th instead. And a good kill down line for Aylward.
9 kills for the junior. She has been steady from all areas of the court. We've seen her on that outside. We've seen her on the right side. She had 1 kill from the middle in transition.
Touches hands, and Duke's 5 points from a set win. Which you sort of feel in this set. The hitting 370, playing in system, a lot better than we saw earlier.
Yeah, definitely adjustments, right, from set 1 to set 2, and I think that a lot had to do with things on their side of the net, not really focusing too much on what the Hokies were doing, but cleaning things up offensively, taking better shots, taking what the defense is giving.
After the service error, Marcy Byers' unit back on serve. A rare use of the slide tonight for Duke, but it's dug out. And a good shot right in the middle of the floor for Peyton Woods. Peyton, despite the Hokie struggle, has been in double figures for the last 5. Unfortunately, it's been all in straight set sweeps. Great save. Another touch from Ivy Cooper. Cooper, a 3rd straight dig. Now Woods tips hands. What a nice point for the Hokies.
extending the rally. A great job by the Hokies. Libero in Cooper, a couple digs back to back, the one-handed effort helping get her teammates in position to score.
Duke on the precipice of a set win, but service errors are getting costly. Almost hits the net as well. Back outside Woods. Ingram on the save. Well covered by Gottschall. And Duke takes advantage. Glass with the point.
Glass now with 4 kills, and they've come in different ways, right? She likes the dump, she likes the aggressive swing, but that time she tips it back over her. What a great look for Charlotte Glass.
Sneaky serve, and it leads to an ace. And Gazi Elo puts Duke 2 points from the set.
Elo was part of that 6-0 run earlier in this set. Aggressive serves, consistent from behind that line.
Now the VT staff checking on the back of Aylward.
She had that last touch, trying to get that ball up, dove.
The 2-time All-Academic selection, playing through it.
You already see she's got the brace on the leg. She's been playing through a lot in her career.
That's the story of Aylward's career. Will end here in a couple weeks, but battling tough for the Hokies. Woods from the 10, hits a nice block. Woods again. That does hit the floor. Set point Duke.
Williams with 7 kills, and it's come in multiple ways, right? We've seen her come down with that power, but that time a nice roll shot. Finding points for Duke.
Hokies down to their last point here in the second. And Woods continues. Nice swing from Peyton. Now it's up to the service of Ivy Cooper. Back outside, Williams dug up. Back row into the net, and Duke gets a set win. It's been over a month, but the Blue Devils snap a interesting streak. 8 straight matches without a set. They get one on the
You're wide.
long rallies have been the story of these first 2 sets. What offense can terminate? And there's a point for the Hokies. That's Adeline Hundle, just her 25th set of the year.
Delay.
Forcing Cooper to come over and bump. Nothing has come easy at this point. A block will take care of it, and there's Mishler. And Coach Byer's not afraid to go to her bench late in this match.
Well, that's what she's been doing all year, right? Working with different lineups, seeing what works due to injury or just due to a different look. And you've got a couple setters in there, so you want to bring in a couple different options for them to have. Trying to figure out that right recipe.
That's a beautiful ace for Virginia Tech.
That's from Camilla Brandelis, who coach says is one of their best servers. Leads the team in aces, 32 coming into tonight. Talks about her serve being low, fast, flat. Wanted to increase her pace this year with that serve.
It's nearly doubled her teammates for the ace lead. A real weapon back there. Aylward into heavy hands. There's an overball. Easily put away. The energy of Mishler has stepped up. Izzy Mishler, who played overseas this summer in international competitions, has come back strong as a sophomore. That does sneak through. It's a 5-0 start, and Jolene Nagel is going to use a timeout. And we'll take the break. What a start for the Hokies here in set 3, responding after Duke gets a nice win in set 2. For the Hokies. You look across the ACC, there are some loaded teams right now. What Pitt, Stanford are doing, battling for first this weekend. And to Miami's credit, they have a win over Pittsburgh. That's one of the big wins of the year. Flor Marie Herrera Cologne, 35 kills in that 5-set win. And then Babcock had 45 kills when Pitt beat Louisville earlier this year. Good defensive hands from these two teams battling for a third win, and Duke gets on the board.
Williams, nice job just trying to make it work. Rolls it back deep zone 1 in that deep corner. 8 kills for Taylor Williams.
Zubcevic has the 11, and Williams right there with her with 8. Hokies playing in system and working through their middles. Izzy Mishler with a nice point.
Yeah, Duke able to stop that attack once, but then they go right back to her, and Mishler able to convert.
Izzy just graduated with her chemical engineering degree. Really impressive, just talking to Coach Byers about her academic schedule, how they make adjustments. Now she's not with the team for half of practice, just trying to get on page with her class load. There's a service error.
And that drive is seen, scholastically, but also we talked about it earlier, just her approach in the offseason to be a better player on the court as well. Really elevated her game.
There's a touch of the net. So Reese Hazelton continues the hot start for the Hokies.
Big swing, that's high contact for Hazelton. Right on over the block.
A heavy dosage of service errors tonight for these two programs. You can sense that service pressure, just trying to manufacture a couple of points. These teams tied for last in the ACC, but want to salvage a few wins here down the stretch. Another in-system ball for the middles. That time it's Jordan Hallman, who's also had injury woes, just her 18th set of the year.
Just her 17th kill of the year as well. Gotta like that if you're Coach Byers, seeing players come in, being able to make immediate impacts like that.
Hallman, the 5th-year senior, hopes that ratio changes here pretty quick tonight. Doesn't want to sit on that one kill. Zubcevic beats the block, but that stays in. One-on-one, and the Hokies take advantage. Malinowski on the back set, who was also back from injury this week with a shoulder issue.
Coach Byers just having some secret weapons and unleashing them here late in this match. Malinowski getting some action. Welcome back to the party, Sarah.
When Sarah's healthy, it's a 200 hit percentage, almost 2 kills a set. She's been good, but this one tools the block out of bounds. Yeah, Malinowski's missed the last 3 weeks. Over 200 career kills. There's a lot of experience for Sarah, but hasn't been able to be on the court the last month. That's just too easy in the middle. Another one.
Virginia Tech doing a better job of diversifying that attack, right? Looking through the net, finding that gap just wide open up and over the tape.
So Hallman and Malinowski, the injured squad, have come in and made some nice plays here in set 3. Williams misses wide. And Duke in this set, just 2 kills, 2 errors. It's been a lot of defensive mistakes against the Hokies.
Virginia Tech staying aggressive behind that service line.
Back in system for Dulesky. Meanwhile, Virginia Tech, no hitting errors in the set, but that one falls for Duke. Williams gets one back.
It's a nice dig by Ingram. Obviously, Virginia Tech getting that free ball. But Ingram gets that dig to give Duke that opportunity for Williams to score.
Ingram helps out in the back. She's forced to play it here. And that's too easy off hands. Malinowski, her 3rd kill.
Taylor Williams trying to close out that pin. You got a strong swing coming at you, but you got to close down, press down those hands.
Virginia Tech very physical at the net tonight. They're in double-figure blocks. They've tipped a lot of Duke shots. Williams goes high hands and is roofed. Another example of what these new middles Izzy Mishler can do.
Mishler on the celebration too. You could just see the enthusiasm backed up for the Hokies right now because of their play at the net, getting big shutdown stops, holding Duke to zeros.
I didn't give Malinowski her flowers. She got the real hand on it at first. How about these middles for the Hokies controlling the last 5 points?
That's been the difference right now, getting the middles involved, and Duke hasn't been able to shut them down. That quick, fast offense, hard to slow down.
One of the better sets of the year here for Marcy Byers' unit, and an ace continues that from the libero.
This is like a laser beam. These floaters are so tough. Just decides to drop, has a mind of its own.
We'll take the league high enough ranked where they outperform and are a top 4 qualifying league. That's a whole different conversation. Another kill for Duke out of the timeout, cuts into the 10-point deficit. Service error, gives it right back. How about this Hokie team? No hitting errors in the set. Have basically rolled through set 3 after Duke. A nice response in the second.
Yeah, they've consistently been good in all spots right now, right? Defensively, aggressive from the service line, finding their rhythm offensively, hitting over 450. But with that aggression from that service line, picks up the errors. It's about finding that ratio.
Yeah, that ratio has been huge for North Carolina this year in their resurgent season. They're a top 3 serving team in the country. We noted Miami's serving ability that puts so much pressure with wicked jump serves. But the Tar Heels went point for point with Louisville just 2 weeks back in a 5-setter. Now Elward into the net. Had to cover her face after that swing. Not typical of Elizabeth. Yeah, that face kind of says it all right there.
That ball a little hard to track, but just, yeah, poor timing there to get that swing going.
She was embarrassed. Much better swing, and these medals are controlling the set. There's Mishler again.
You can't really get those middles involved unless you have a great first contact. I think that's what Virginia Tech's really been able to do here in set 3. Have a nice pass, get their setter in a good spot to be able to have that connection with your middle quick set.
It allows Erica Fava to come back in, the grad senior back row player, junior college All-American a year ago. Marcy Butters has to replace a great libero in Logan Mosley last season, 1,500 career digs. There's another one for Fava. And able to tool the block. Nice hands from Hazelton.
That is much harder to do than it looks. That actually looks pretty hard too, just to track that ball really close to the net there and not get that net violation and just wipe it off the hands of the blockers.
What a turn of events here in set 3 after Duke played its best set in over a month. And now it's all Hokies in set 3. You won't see a smile yet from Marcy Butters, but she has to appreciate her team's response. Nice coverage from the setter, Brandelis. Another one of those shots for the Hokies you just haven't seen a ton today. 2 rare hitting errors.
Yeah, just the second one here in set 3. It's great coverage by the setter. Right idea by Hamlin.
But you see the vision of the Hokies offensively, trying to find the holes at the Duke net. About everything clicking in this set. No touch that time. Yeah, the players said challenge it. Coach Butters and her staff said let's keep playing, up 9 in the third. Good work from the assistants there. Victoria Brissack with the work, and you see the response there from the Hokies. Elwood's like, no, I think that was in. She's having some fun with the cameras tonight. Back to an 8-point difference. Look at these liberos going back and forth, covering ground. But the Hokies have now hit 3 straight errors. Feeling a little Duke run.
That's credit to Duke for extending this rally, right? Who can be the first one to make the mistake, and Duke that time coming out on top.
No one covering, and that's a bad defensive play, an ace. Timeout, Virginia Tech. We'll take the timeout. Here comes Duke crawling back. And here's Duke, where Zubcevic was the story of the first 2 sets, was unstoppable. Yet just 1 point here in the third. An overpass makes it 2 points right away.
I don't know if that was a combined effort with Zubcevic and Elo.
If you're Marcy Butters, got to find a way to clean things up. It was all Hokies early. Godshall with good coverage, her 6th dig. Another tip, and it finds the floor. Long rally goes the Hokies' way.
The scramble plays for Duke, making it a little too predictable for the Hokies. That net play so great, and then shot selection right here from Hazelton, just reading the court.
Difficult return. Fava all over it. That stays in play. Nice shot from Duke's Avery Hamlin.
5 kills from Hamlin. She takes that line. Looking down that opening at the top of the tape right here. It's a nice look, a nice back set from Charlotte Glass on the move.
Jolie Nagel confirming Duke's substitution patterns. You get 15 subs per set. They're in a good spot here, but trailing 5 points. Bad passing here for the Hokies late in the set. Remember, two teams that have not had a win in about 3 weeks each. They would love to get some momentum late in the year. Over ball. Godshall scoops it. Nice roll shot, and that falls for Ingram.
Ingram just 5 kills on the season coming into today. She picks up her 6th one. Teammates hyping her up after that roll shot.
Make it an 8-1 run. The service helping out.
That's something they did so well in set 2. 3 aces in that set. Now they tag on another.
Avery Hamlin having a field day at the service line. Godshall, an incredible save, but it goes out. Virginia Tech finally stops the run. Because this set had no business being competitive the way it started.
Virginia Tech took the lead, took commanding lead to start the set, but Duke slowly chipping away at it, stringing points together.
A hitting error makes it a 4-point difference. Not so much pressure on Duke, too. You're down 19-8. You climb all the way back and then try to manufacture points. Back row kill there for Taylor Williams. She's up to 11.
It's a great shot selection right here. Maturity coming from the sophomore. Right? One of the returners that carrying a lot of weight for this team. That's a nice move.
Fava was late reading that ball. Malinowski just punches it over. No hands, point Duke. It's been a marathon for the Hokies to put this set away. They're now 2 points from doing it on the Malinowski swing.
Get over there, 50.
Williams can't put that ball away. The Duke's been leaning on their 2 key arms tonight.
Again.
So try again. And that finds the floor. A lot of balls in the middle of the court here for the Blue Devils.
Williams now with a team tying high of 12 kills. Her and Zubcevic, a dozen kills apiece, and they've come in so many different ways.
Lauren Ingram started bleeding. She'll need some. All Hokies early in the third. Duke has crawled its way back. Malinowski hits it in, set point. Oh no, hits it out. 2 different calls from the line judges. There's set point. Good tool from Aisha Kirik.
Virginia Tech's done a nice job of trying to diversify that attack, right? They're feeding different people. We saw those middles get a brunt of the workload, and then once Duke started catching on, then they go back to their pins. A nice balance for the Hokies.
An ace ends set 3. And the Hokies hang on by their chinny chin chins, 25-22. So we'll roll to the 4th set. Williams has 12. Zubcevic, 13 kills. And the Hokies living in the middle to start this 4th set, right to Mishler.
Mishler having such a great night. 8 kills, hitting over 400, and the timing on this set couldn't have been better. That is, they were on the same wavelength between setter and middle.
That's the in-system plays that made Virginia Tech so tough to stop. And Duke comes right back. A point for the freshman.
Zubcevic a little quiet in set 3. If you're Duke, you're happy to see her come out there swinging.
Godshall that time scoops it up. 13 digs and counting for a player who is hopefully on the All-ACC team when the year ends. We'll see how it clicks in a couple weeks. That's a 4-touch. It did not hit Virginia Tech. And we've sort of seen the man that neither team find a way to play in system just yet.
It's all about that first contact. And yes, aggressive serves have been seen tonight. We've seen a couple aces on both sides of the ball, but that serve receive is so important to get your offense in rhythm.
A service error gives it right back. Yeah, 2 programs that are fighting at their own levels tonight, searching for that 3rd win. Climb out of the bottom of the league. And then an uncontested swing for Hazelton.
Wide open net there for Hazelton, and she takes full advantage. Look at that rip, gets the full wind up, shuts it down.
That's about as wide open of a net as you're going to get at this level. Whoa. Awkward touch for Elo. What a nice save at the net. And that's an illegal back row attack. One above the height of the net for Duke.
You have to be so aware when you're in these rotations. That 5-1, Charlotte Glass, the setter, gets to go all the way around, but just 3 rotations in the front row.
Now she's in the front row fittingly at this rotation, and a service gives it right. Yeah, it's one of those points as a coach that's got to frustrate you a little bit. You do all that work to win the point back.
Yeah, I don't think the errors are ever convenient, but you do think that when you're trying to build momentum.
9 Tech service errors, and that was part of what crawled Duke back in the last set. Malinowski misses hands. Remember, the Hokies started the 3rd set with 12 kills, no errors, and it's really shifted since they had control of the 3rd. Dulesky goes backside. Godshall dives for it. And she's special in that back row, leading to a point. All due to the libero for Duke.
Godshall, so great. Sometimes it's like you don't notice her just because she's doing her job, right? There's nothing crazy, but there she is, putting her body on the line for that one. She's got 12 digs tonight. We talked about it. She leads the ACC in digs per set, 2nd in total digs. She's got the coverage down.
Camden Schramm may win the award for Libero of the Year at Louisville, right? An excellent player at this level, but for what Duke is doing God, she's so integral to their defense. She's been stellar again tonight. 5 digs a set, really anchoring their efforts. Nice save from Dulesky. And that tools the block. Duke back in front.
A nice look by Hamlin from the back row.
This will be a tough swing. And able to tool it. Williams does a nice job there. 2-point Duke lead.
Williams continuing to grow her game when it comes to those mental decisions, that shot selection, kind of freezing in the air for a second, realizing what those hands are giving you on the other side of the net, using them to your advantage.
And Duke gives one right back. It's the Blue Devils' 8th error. Make it 9th officially. And a Gatorade break needed. That was a very awkward swing by Malinowski, and it almost worked. Good effort from Ingram. Back row attack. Hazelton misses wide. That's been hard, Amanda, in this 4 set to put points away.
It's reminding me of set 1. You know, it was so back and forth in set 1, going into extra points beyond that 25-point mark. And then it felt like they were able to create, both teams were able to create separation in the 2nd and 3rd set. And now it's a lot tighter.
As each team goes on a run, the service errors are giving it right back.
Combined 19 service errors today between the two. Hard to string together points.
Camilla Brandelises over 5 assists per set. Her and Dulesky did a nice job distributing tonight. There's a hitting error for Duke.
And Coach Byers really likes the 2 setters that she has in those two because they can be so different. We talked about Brandelise liking to play a little more risky. She likes to feed the pins and the back row a little bit. And then you have Dulesky that comes in, that forces the middle a lot. And we've seen both of those looks tonight work for Virginia Tech.
When Byers won 3 straight Big South titles at Radford, they ran the 6-2 really well. Maddie Palmer was an All-American pin hitter, but it started with good setting. A hitting error right here gives it back to Duke.
The setters are called the quarterbacks of the offense in the game of volleyball for a reason. That facilitation is so important to how well you can run that offense and what that pace looks like.
The power touch goes wide, and Duke maintains a 2-point lead. Remember, Adeline Hundle hasn't played in over a month. This is really her first action since the Clemson match, the last Virginia Tech win. Good block at the net.
Zubjevic closing out on the corner, something she's not known for, but able to put up 22 blocks now this season. Nice job timing that, directing those arms down.
Not just the offensive game, that's a good point. Nearing a double-double now for Zubjevic. That goes out of play. Neither team's been able to take much control here in the 4th. Jolene Nangle, longest tenured coach in ACC at the moment. Her club is showing some response in this fourth set.
She talks about that resiliency, stemming from way back in January when they started building that culture, building that chemistry together. And she was really impressed with the upperclassmen taking those freshmen and sophomores under their wings, building that chemistry to hopefully let it bleed on the court late in the season.
There's a good response. So Zubcevic with her 16th kill. And now Virginia Tech will burn a timeout. That'll be our media break as well. Duke up 4, battling in this fourth set here in Durham.
This evening, a little predictable.
A service error out of the timeout. That's a coach's nightmare. And the Hokies back within 3. Here's one of the stars of the previous set, Izzy Mishler, sophomore middle. Gives it right back. It keeps the pace of play up, but as a coach, it does limit your offensive chances. That sneaks through the block. So those 2 arms for Duke continue to score.
And yeah, the downside, right, is you're too predictable, but also it's working. Zubcevic finding a way through that block, a late block on Virginia Tech, and Zubcevic doing a nice job of being able to take that approach.
Easy return for Duke. And that's too simple in system. First kill for the middles, Elo right there.
Gazi Elo, the senior who has been a mainstay here for Duke. And look at this, you get that free ball opportunity to set up your middle, shutdown play from Elo.
And a service error ends a good Duke run. And that's been the story of this match. Who can control long rallies? The Hokies were up 19-9 in the third, and now Duke with a little bit of a run here in the fourth. Oh, mistimed.
I think Zubcevic slipped a little. She's kind of messing with her left ankle. Here she is on the approach, bottom right of your screen.
Oh,
she
yeah,
jumps
that
up,
left.
but she felt something before she jumped. Didn't get that full jump. We talked about how both of these teams have dealt with injuries this season, different lineups looking at, so happy she didn't even try to attack that one.
Must have been all the sweat from Taina Mayer last night at Duke women's basketball. Putting on a show offensively, leading the Blue Devils to a 50-point win. By the way, her assist-to-turnover ratio, I think now is like 17-2.
Really?
Oh, she's been killing it through 3 games.
Oh my goodness. Out here passing dimes.
Yeah, she's electric at that guard position. Over ball, and the joust goes to Duke. When a setter beats 2 middles at the net, that's a nice play.
Doesn't happen often, but Charlotte Glass, nice timing there and enough pressure to push that ball back down.
Nice response by the Hokies. They're back within 3. Oh, but a net touch here on Virginia Tech, so that'll flip the score. Interesting. A tool of the block, and this match is starting to sniff a 5th set.
It's been no drop off, right? Zubcevic gets in on the outside, then it's a sub out, and then Williams gets in on the outside, and she's able to make something work. These 2 pin hitters have been the go-to tonight for a reason.
Hallman puts a good effort on that. Duke forced to dump it. Ingram with a nice save.
Duke trying to get Elo involved, has a couple attacking errors now. It's the right idea. You want to try to balance that attack.
Yeah, Elo on that slide's been a little up and down this year. Erica Fava now in. Whoa. Did not expect that to find the floor. Point Duke.
I don't think Charlotte Glass did either. Just kind of dumped that one up. Just a weird play. Duke will take it though.
That tools the block. Nice kill for Virginia Tech. Well, the Hokies are passing in system. Duke's really had no answer. Good hands, but it stays over. Malinowski. Great effort. Aylward. Ingram's been steady back there and beats the block that time. 16 for Williams.
Taylor Williams bringing that ball down, that nice finish, that claw, that clasp after you swing through, coming just short of Cooper.
Now that has been a story of this match for Duke. Anytime they get on a run, 13 service errors, gives it right back.
.23 service errors combined for these two teams. We've seen that, right? The momentum struggle.
So Brand at least looks to break that stretch. Nice effort to save it and punched over. In play. How about Ivy Cooper from her backside?
Cooper sitting on the court, yet figures it out. A nice touch right there just to get the ball off the ground, still on the floor, pops that one over for a bump kill. What a play by Ivy Cooper. 22 digs tonight for the libero.
Here's a challenge.
Duke is challenging the call of in.
Second challenge for Coach Nagel tonight.
That'd be backbreaking if it gets overturned for Virginia Tech.
Touches any part of that line, it's in.
There were three sets of eyeballs right on it. And here comes the ruling from Wayne Clark.
The call will be reversed. The ball was out.
Interesting.
Duke retains that challenge.
So now it's 22-16 Duke.
Take a different look at this, different angle. Oh, outside the line. Still give credit to Cooper for the hustle. A nice call by Coach Nagel.
Yeah, all that for naught, sadly, if you're Cooper. And now here's Duke knocking on the door of a fifth set. Good job, two on the block. Aisha Kirik from the right. Couldn't sense any bit of pressure here for the Hokies that have not won a match in a month. And they're feeding the medals again. Mishler gets rolling.
Well, that's what was working for the Hokies. Duke did not have a response against these middles, especially in Izzy Mishler. 9 kills, hitting over 400. When they can get her that set in rhythm, she's lethal.
Here's an ace for the Hokies. 3 straight points after the challenge. And a timeout for Duke. We'll take the timeout. Marcy Byers' unit knocking on the door in this 4th set. We'll see who closes it out when we come back.
Set, but this one definitely down to the wire right now as both teams just try to take the lead. A couple errors have stopped momentum on each side, but who can finish?
Elward to serve. That gets through the middle. Point Duke. Brianna Goss stepping up. Service error, Duke. 14 of those and untimely if you're Jolene Nagel.
What a mental challenge too for players when that happens. So you just have to, that windshield wiper mentality, just on to the next point.
Start of the winter, good time to replace your wipers, by the way.
PSA.
Go to Pep Boys and they'll install them for you. A net touch here on the Hokies. It's set point, Duke.
It's felt like tonight whoever was playing cleaner ends up with the win in the set. Right now the Hokies picking up a couple errors.
Duke to close out the 4th. Hazelton's roofed, and we're going 5. Rare Thursday night game. Camilla Brandelis to serve the 5th. And the illegal back row attack against Duke. Really no option there for the Duke setter.
Going to start with that serve receive right now, getting off on the right foot.
Good coverage. And then Woods, who's been quiet, comes to life right there. We hadn't seen a lot of Peyton Woods recently.
Yeah, they've had other players stepping up, but Peyton Woods comes up big. That was a nice save, though, from Virginia Tech to keep that ball alive.
Brandelis into the tape. 25th combined service error. That's a whole set of errors tonight.
When you put it like that.
That's why we're going 5. Two teams inching for their first wins in multiple weeks. And Peyton Woods is coming out of the woods here in the 5th.
5th set magic from Peyton Woods. Time that she shines right now on this pin. Just taking that lane, going thumbs up right down.
Peyton 5 kills, but a couple of recent points that have been huge for Virginia Tech. Any hands here? No. Point Hokies. Feels like every set loss has rebounded the losing team. They've come out so much better after pulling out these sets. 5-1 Hokies back into Mishler's arms.
Running it through the middle, not a bad idea for Virginia Tech, especially if it's Mishler.
Here's a timeout for Duke, and Virginia Tech has early control in this race to 15. Virginia Tech to climb out of the basement of the ACC. Two teams neck and neck here, 2 wins coming in. Good in-system swing. That's Brianna Goss.
A different look for Duke, being able to get somebody else involved besides Zubcevic and Williams. That's going to do them good if they want to come back in this one.
The middles for Duke starting to come to life here. What a save. Brandelis keeps it up. The tip more of a patty cake than a save. Oh my goodness, it's in play. Mishler. Mishler tips it. Brandelis back set. Duke will free it. Tough return for Glass. Aylward gets hands. Long rally to the Hokies.
Big saves by not only the liberos, but look at this, pop up and then dive from Mishler, trying not to go under the net with that, but the middle blocker coming in with the big dig, and then a finish over the high hands, grabbing some contact for the point.
You see the clear ricochet there. Aylward's been calling for that all night. And there's a new serving specialist in. Etche Ladis, and she gets beat. Point Duke.
Elo, where has that been? In front of the attack line, that vertical just pounds it down. Look at this, gets on top of the ball, nice vertical, and then the direction, just completely avoiding that solo block.
One v one. Good hands from the freshman. Aylward to the floor, battling that bad knee. Creative backs, oh boy. No touch. And Peyton Woods would love that swing back. Yeah, you kind of shake that off. I understand that.
This looks like a serve. Just a float serve.
When the managers are ducking out in the corner there, you know, everyone's on high alert. Over ball. And here's Duke within 1 point. Nobody can seize momentum in this fifth set.
You do feel that sense of urgency though right now. You kind of felt it all night with the sense of urgency to win, but knowing it comes down the final 15.
Tough save for the libero. Duke playing in system through the middles, and Elo ties it up.
Elo, one of the most experienced players on this team, a senior, able to get involved.
Neither team's had a win since October. They'd love to get going tonight. Aylward's doing her part. 1 point from the switch.
Aylward has been unstoppable tonight. Anything that stopped her is on the Hokies side of the net. A couple errors for her, but she has been in rhythm on that outside. Her rip is so strong.
Seven, 7.
Dossie Elo figuring out a way to put up points for her team. Not even the hard hit ball, that time just swiping it and right back.
Virginia Tech won the marathon set, 29-27 back in the first. Ingram has been stout in that back line. Malinowski gets hands, point Hokies. And we're halfway through this fifth set, just like we expected, 8-7. We're going to stay here in a match, Amanda. Both teams have had long losing streaks, right? You're on the precipice of getting back in the win column, but it has been a 1 inch at a time kind of match. Nobody can create real separation.
And right now, this is the best we've seen these offenses look, right? Just one attacking error apiece right now. Both of them hitting over 300. They found their rhythm, whether it's in set 5 or in set 1. They're happy to have it close out the set.
And what a breakout match here for Elizabeth Aylward, who had been in and out of the lineup with injury. She wants to be an athletic director one day, following in the great footsteps of Whit Babcock and what the Hokies are doing. Ingram absorbs that return, and that tools the block. Duke's even at 8.
So impressed with the ability Taylor Williams has to make something out of nothing. Ingram trying to absorb that power, but that set way off the net. Glass gets it out to her, and Williams just makes it work.
Daleski goes backside. Duke has one of its middles in the back row right now in Elo. And a passing mistake for the Hokies.
Yeah, they like Elo at the service line. They've been able to go on a couple runs with her back there.
It was 4-1 Virginia Tech early. Williams. That's kept up and over. Through the block. That goes the Blue Devils' way. Charlotte Glass. Timeout, Virginia Tech.
Wow, 5 players with 7 or more kills for Duke, and one of those is Charlotte Glass. 7
chances in the background.
That
Everyone's joining in the fun. Hokies had control early in the set, but they've had passing woes since. Good response there from Reese Hazelton.
We've said so many different names for the Hokies because they're able to bring in substitutions, and no matter who's there on the pin, somebody's able to make it happen. Hazelton with 8 kills. You got a lot of balance.
Good tip at the net. That just holds. A 4th touch. I think Duke got away with one there. Back row for Ingram. Williams on corks, and that's absorbed by Cooper. Wasn't perfect, but Brianna Goss puts it away.
Goss with that hang time.
Marcy Byers talking to Wayne Clark about that interpretation of the 4th touch. And here's the second challenge for Virginia Tech.
It was a weird sequence of events over there. You did feel like that ball kind of floated back over on Duke's side without a touch, but I'll take another look.
If the call's overturned, it'll be a
Virginia
jump
Tech
ball to play again.
Challenging a no touch, which will have resulted in a 4-hit situation.
One, 2, 3.
Well, since Virginia Tech blocked the ball, that's the real question. That's a clean touch by Goss. Oh, because if Brown initially touches that ball,
yeah,
then she can't be the first player to touch it again. That angle looks like she didn't touch it.
Right, she's pulled her hand away to bump it instead of pop it up.
With Godshall kind of directing traffic. Adding a little more intrigue to an already dragged out 5-set battle.
What is that, 3 challenges now here this evening? A lot of closer looks, some rewarding. Smiles for the Blue Devils.
They know they're on camera. Here comes a ruling from Wayne Clark.
The call is reversed. There was no touch from Tech, resulting in a 4-hit from Duke.
Okay, so when this ball initially hits the net, yeah, right there, Virginia Tech never touched it. So it's 10-10 in the 5th. How about them apples? It's been that kind of match. Nobody's had separation. Ivy Cooper back to serve. Race to 15, win by 2. Collision course. Oh man, traffic. Down go the Hokies.
There's been a couple of those tonight. The ball comes in, you got a scramble play, just trying to get across the court.
Look at this defense from Duke. Another libero to the floor. Malinowski breaks the block. 11 apiece.
Yeah, great save by Cooper there to keep that ball alive. And then you make the ball better by actually getting an attack off. Middle back just too deep for Duke to dig that one.
These are 2 tortoises racing to the end. But they are battling it out in this 5th set. Diving effort. Glass keeps it alive. That's in the middles of Virginia Tech. When Mishler gets rolling, this offense is tough to stop.
Mishler 7th in the conference in that hitting percentage. She is efficient, does things at a high clip. Make that 10 kills for Mishler tonight. The middles trying to seal things up for Duke.
In this race to 15, Duke's last win, October 12th. Virginia Tech's last win, Halloween night, both against Clemson. Who's going to come out with this 5-set battle? And it's on the service arm of Camila Brandelis, the Brazilian of Sao Paulo. That's in, point Duke.
Brianna Goss, we've seen her in flashes. Getting the middles involved has been a point of discussion for Duke if they want to diversify that attack. We've seen that here in set 5.
A 2.5-hour thriller gets us at 12-12 here in the 5th. Woods comes flying in. When Peyton Woods is on the court, she's unstoppable.
Big approach, that full approach, high contact from Peyton Woods coming down with the hammer.
7th kill for Peyton. A chance for one more. Zubchevich gets it over. Woods tools the block, but hits the antenna. So it's 13 apiece.
Just the 2nd attacking error for the Hokies. Outside the antenna.
Wow, service error, match point Hokies.
15th service error for the Blue Devils tonight.
Two programs desperate for a win here in November. And it's on the service arm of the Hokies. Difficult return. For the match. Glass goes outside. Continues 14 apiece.
You're not surprised the response comes from the freshman outside. Ashby Zubcevic getting a hand on it, a full swing down the line, thumb up, just targeting that right back.
We go bonus points here in the 5th. Must win by 2. Both clubs 0-4 this year in those 5 setters. Match point, Virginia Tech. That's Aylward.
Leading the Hokies with 14 kills. From start to finish, she has been a centerpiece of that offense.
A career match for the Nashville native. And now the second match point. Over ball. Well played. Aylward terminates in 5. The Hokies get a huge win. 5-set thriller. Finally back in the win column.
6 players with at least 5